I think you can see the position, yeah?
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay, perfect. So we start this position. The question they're asking it's black to play and try and probably hold on to this position. So how should black do that?
Okay. Hold on to the position as in like try to win, or you mean force a draw?
Draw,
Win,
draw,
right?
draw.
Oh, okay. So I think I have some ideas.
Mhm,
I think it seems like that, you know, if I can just quickly grab those pawns on H and G files,
mhm,
and basically, I think that if I can just grab those pawns quickly, by the time white gets rid of my pawns like D4, F5, stuff like that, and runs all the way back and tries to get A6, by
mhm.
then I'm pretty sure I can get to A8 and just make it a draw that
Okay,
way, something like that.
okay,
So I just need to be able to protect D4 and F5 for as long as possible while going after the G and H pawns.
okay.
So with that being said, I think I want to start with King E5.
Yeah. So this should be your move, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So it's very obvious actually. I think there were only two moves in this position, King E5 and King E6. You have to decide between one of these, yeah, or else G6 will come, right? So, well, King E5 actually is a mistake. Can you tell me why?
Is it because he can play H6 and
That's
then
a
come
very
play G6?
Yeah, first he just goes at six and then G6 comes, yeah, no matter what you do.
Hmm. Yeah,
So
I
that's the
see.
reason King E6 was the correct move in this position. And this draws, but still you have to find the draw. Okay, so how to make a draw?
So maybe I can just play F4.
F4. So this is the only move to like actually draw this position. So F4, King E4,
Now I play F3.
yeah, and King F3,
Now King F5.
F5, G6, at G6, H6, and
Uh,
F6.
right.
And this looks as if black has managed to draw this position.
Can we play out the rest of the moves just so I can see?
Yes, so well, white will probably go for King G4 in this
Hmm.
position. And I think already A5 here will draw. I mean, there is no improvement. Yeah, like A5, A4, and I don't know, G5 seems to be working here. Maybe even King F7 will work. Like King F7, King G5, King G8 takes this. So we should be able to. Yeah, this also a draw, like because of the fifth rank. I think King F7 also draws, but G5 seems to be more natural here, I think.
It's gonna force him to play King H5, then we play G4, right?
G4, yeah, and this. So we will always like because of the A5 thing, we can always come back here. Yeah.
And if he tried to shoulder my king of any type, there's no way, right?
No, I don't think so. I mean, especially the moment if you have played A5, like things are very easy. If you try the same thing with your pawn on A6, then it becomes a bit risky because he captures and he directly has access to this square. Yeah?
Yeah.
So that's why sometimes we just say that it's better to keep your pawn on the fifth rank and avoid all these issues. Like it's an extra drawing ability, which we have. So I'm pretty sure A5 here should, yeah, A5 is easily drawn, so there is no problem.
Got it.
Yeah, but in the game, Black did play King E5, and after H6, he just lost. Just missed. I mean, he was probably calculating this breakthrough and H6, King F6, and this is winning for Black, yeah.
Mhm.
But he missed that White can start with H6, and okay, just G6 is coming next.
Mm.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay. Let's go for the next one. Yeah.
sure.
So what I'm trying to do, I'm actually trying to give you like let's say one position from each of the topics that we have done.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Um, let's go for this pawn race. Okay, okay, this is white to play, and of course we're trying for a win.
I think I have the idea of it. I think.
Mhm.
So basically, I know for sure I need to get the king away from B1 because eventually my trick is going to be to check on the A file and pick up the queen on the B file with another check.
Okay.
So for sure it's going to be his king needs to be moved to A3 or A4. I know that.
Mhm.
Now I'm trying to debate between the two, whether A3 or A4 would be better.
Okay.
And I think A- I think a4. I need to get his king all the way to a4 because I think after the check on b4, if I play king c3 and he queens and I queen also, I believe in that scenario I should be able to play queen a8.
Okay.
King will have to go on step on the b file somewhere, and then queen b8 check should win the queen on b1. But I'm also debating and seeing if there's any merit to leaving the king on a2 because I'm queening with a check, but I don't think there is anything.
Okay.
I could queen with a check. That means nothing because I don't have any checkmate ideas with the queen on the next move. And if I try to do the a8 check idea after king b2 or something like that, he can protect the queen. So yeah, I think I'm gonna play a king c3 and king c4 next two moves.
Very nice. So king, this is the right way. Okay, now we have to go for g4, yeah, or else it's just
Yeah,
repetition.
right.
And d5. Okay, so what now?
Well, I can't allow another check, so I have to go to
Mhm.
king c5, right?
Okay, if you go king c5, then the thing is when you give queen a, like first of all, black is promoting faster, so
Yeah.
you won't even have that chance of playing queen a8. And even though you will promote, like let's just say, even though if you had promoted first, still a check won't work, yeah, because king b3 check, he comes king c2, he defends the queen. So black will just play b4 here. So this is a straight draw, I think. So first of all, black is promoting first. But what I was
Okay.
saying is, even if it was white to play here, he can still come here and here. It's just a draw.
Yeah. I didn't even think about the fact that black is promoting first, so there is no queen a8 even. Yeah, you're
Yeah.
right.
So that means king c5 doesn't work.
Yeah.
It has to
So,
be.
right. It does need to hold on, let me think about it for a second.
Sure.
Oh, another interesting thing
Mhm.
is that after the check, I can play king b2, right? And his king is too far away to catch my pawn, I think.
Yeah, but for king c3, you have to calculate king a3. He will bring his king first. Rafi, could you give me 1 second, please? I'll just be back.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm back. Basically, I think the whole trick of this position is you need to somehow provoke black king to a2 so that you promote with a check.
So somehow in this mix of moves, am I gaining a tempo? Because otherwise, I could have just done that last time, right?
Yeah, you can gain a tempo right now, but how do we do that?
I was looking at King D3 actually, and after B4,
G5.
um,
So he has to play
yeah, so
B.
then yeah, he'll play B3, and then I play G6.
Hmm. And he
So
cannot play B2, yeah, because of king C2, king B1.
right, so he has to play
So
King A3 now, right?
yeah, he has to play king A3 now. And
Okay,
now
so now
G7.
I push, yeah,
And after king C2, he's forced to come king A2. That's the whole point.
right.
And we promote with the check.
Wow.
So this in this position actually the point is that you go up to c4 and then play g4. The trick is when he plays this we don't go to c3. If we go c3 then king a3 and we are not gaining the tempo. Yeah, basically he's giving yet another check. So we must play king d3 here, and this is the way to gain the tempo. So he unfortunately cannot push his pawn here. He pushes, we just play king c2, yeah, and just king b1 next.
Mm-hmm.
So he has to play king a3 first and then g7, b2, and still we force him to come to it. And that's the win.
So how did this happen actually? Like I'm kind of confused on how he ended up losing the tempo here. Where did
Well,
he lose the
he didn't actually lose the tempo. The thing is, so let's just see it from the other way. Yeah, let's see if we play first. Okay. Now
tempo? Hmm.
directly g4 should be winning because both pawns are on the same rank, right? Like to the same corresponding ranks. So technically, white should be queening first, okay? But the problem is if we just push, he gains the tempo here.
Yeah.
So now we have to play something like king c3, b2, g7, and now when we promote with a check, we don't end up checkmating him because for queen a8, he has queen a2 and queen h1, queen b1. Yeah, so we don't have that win with us. So to avoid this B3 check, we had to do the other stuffs that we did right now, just to avoid this B3 check.
Okay, then let's look at our line. I'm just trying to see where black lost that tempi. So, okay,
Okay.
so each time, I moved a king, he moved his king, right?
Yeah.
Then I
So
moved a
we
pawn,
moved a pawn. He moves a pawn.
right?
We moved king. And
Uh-huh.
now,
So
now
right
the
now
thing
he's
is,
up technically a tempo, right?
yeah, now he's up a tempo, but he has to waste two moves with his king now again.
Okay, so we moved our king once time. So right now, let's keep the track of it. So right now we're down a tempo. So then
Yeah.
what happened?
So he pushes,
And then we push, right?
push. Yeah. So he pushes, we push as well.
Hmm?
And now he cannot push the pawn. Yeah. He has to waste two moves with his king.
Okay, so now we move it. Oh, so he moves his king now.
Yeah. So now
Okay,
the
so now we're even.
even. Yeah. So we push. He pushes as well. We play the
So we
king.
move.
He has to
He
play the king.
moves.
And we promote. So we gain the tempo here again.
It seems like tempo wise, we were both still the same, except that somehow in this position,
Well, the thing is, tempo wise, like this is the position where the tempo evens out. Yeah, like the same number of time we have moved the king, he has moved the king, we have moved the pawn, he has moved the pawn. But just this fact that now we are gaining the tempo wins us the game.
and before it didn't work because we wasted a tempo by moving our king,
Yeah, before it didn't work.
whereas he didn't.
Yeah, because he will not move his king. Yeah, the whole pawn race, he
Right.
wasn't moving the king. So now
Got
we
it.
had
Okay.
to, so basically we were losing the tempo here, and that's why it was like that's why the check was not working in our favor. I mean, here also technically we can say that the tempo evens out, yeah, because now we promote with the check, right? So he has to move the king. But now when he moves the king, we don't have any checkmating ideas, and it's going to be a draw.
Well, also another line, the winning line,
Hmm.
we queened first.
Yes,
So
we
we did
queen
end up
first.
gaining a tempo as well, I think, right?
Yeah, yeah, of course. So basically here, when as I told you, yeah, like if you can see the initial variation here,
Right.
so we move our king once, twice, three times, and four times, right?
Mhm.
So total number of king moves are four, and then the
Right.
remaining are pawn. Same goes for
Right.
black as well. Black also plays once, twice, and again he has to come back to the same square. So
Mhm.
he's also wasting like four king moves. If
Mhm.
he had just somehow played three king moves, then he would have queen faster.
Right. That makes sense, yeah. Because in the winning variation,
Mhm.
we're forcing his king to move as many times as we're moving our king. In the losing variation, the drawing variation, we're just moving our king once because of the check, and he's not having to move his king at all.
Yes, yes.
Got it.
Okay. So let's go for one more.
Okay.
Okay. Just 1 second. So we'll go for this one. It's white to play and win.
Yeah. Okay, I have an idea.
Hmm?
So, you know, if I just straight go for the C4 square, right, and get
Yeah.
try to get the A pawn,
Hmm.
black is too fast. He's gonna go to G6, take F6, and queen the F pawn.
Yeah.
So why don't I make him take on H4 first
Okay.
and then switch back to the F file? And if I do that, then I think I have enough time to possibly take the A and B pawns
Okay.
and perhaps either queen before him or something like that, or come back in time to stop the F pawn again.
Okay. Can try. So basically you mean that you want to keep the pawn on h5 and then bring your king, something like this?
Maybe push the pawn all the way to H6.
Uh-huh. Okay. So you want to start with h5 and after king h7, h6, he has to go back, let's say, and then you want to come back, yeah? Something like this?
Yeah, maybe. Yes.
Hmm. So
Then
this,
he'll
take this, takes this, king g5, king a5, f5, king b4, and we are within the square, yeah?
right. Yeah.
Okay. So maybe for h5, I play something like this then to not lose a move. And still we are within the range, I think, yeah? So starting with
Yeah.
h5, okay? Now I have to play king h7. I don't think there is any other option.
Okay. So I still do the same thing. I play king pawn H6.
Mm, okay. So pawn h6, king h8, king f4. Yeah, I think this wins actually.
Right.
King here, he has to come here, you come here. So if he goes king g6, we play h7, yeah? And force him again to go back.
Right. Right.
So
Correct.
he has to take king d3, king g5. Wait, how did he gain this move? Ah, no, okay. So king c4, king f6, king here. He has to play this, okay, this, and this, yeah? So now we have to check if he queens first because he also has his king as a supporter. So, okay, let's see, f4.
So we need to start heading back towards the pawn now, right?
Yeah, king c3. So now he will not play f3, I think. He will play king g4.
Maybe we play king D2.
King d2, king g3.
feel like I'm too short, too slow.
Yeah, it's a bit slow, yeah.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, he's like just able to make some problems for us.
So something okay, okay. I think I have an idea. I think I need to take the D6 pawn.
Yeah, okay, that's a better idea than going for these pawns, yeah.
Yes. So basically I'm gonna do the same thing, right? I'm still gonna push that H pawn all the way up. And just when I get to B5, instead of going to those pawns, I think I'm gonna go to D6.
Yeah, so here king c6, yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, this I think wins because I think this has to be the winning solution here. So basically, from this moment, if black goes king e7, then we can take on e5. So now when he
Right.
plays
Because
f5, we can just come back, yeah, with our king.
king is too far now, right?
His king
Exactly.
is not supporting. And if he goes king g5, then we go king c6, f5, king d6. This should be winning for us, I think. Like we will like this will be much better, and we end up picking up all the pawns here. I think this wins.
I think so too, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, this should be the winning solution here. So the other solution, what they are recommending is also very you can say interesting. By the way, this is one of the solution. Like if goes king to f6, we just go king b5. I mean king b5, king c6, and I think that's winning as well. But I mean the other solution they're suggesting is just king f5, king h7, king e4, king g6, king d3, and the moment you so let's just say you capture right now, yeah, king f6. White is just ignoring everything and coming back king e4.
Then
So the point is now you have to step aside like somewhere king g6 and okay, let's say king f4. So without the f6 pawn, this position is easily winning, yeah, because you have the outside pass pawn, so you will sacrifice it as a distraction.
yeah, that's interesting.
So this is probably an alternate solution, you can just say.
Did we look at this before? It looks so kind of familiar to me, honestly.
Uh, Possible. I mean, we did look at a lot of positions, so very possible, or at least similar ideas.
Yeah, something like this where I think I remember you like some other puzzle or maybe this one where there was two solutions and then one of them was this idea of the outside pass pawn and I
Yeah.
didn't see it the first time around.
Mm-hmm.
It
Yeah.
might have been this one honestly because this looks
Yeah.
real familiar.
Yeah. Probably. I mean, first of all, this is a very popular position, so we
Yeah.
might have done it. But yeah, this I think both the solutions work here.
Yeah, that's really interesting though. I think that's very key is to recognize the outside pass pawn there.
Yeah, I'll just check this variation that we saw: king c4, king f6, king b5, king g5, and yeah, king c6. So king a5 loses for us, as you can see, but king c6 wins for us.
So basically in this variation that you just showed, right?
Yeah.
The idea was basically to try to get the opposition for
Yes, I
something like
mean
that or what?
it wasn't actually just dealing with opposition. It just I mean we wanted to vacate the square on f6 so that we can enter here. I mean, see, this position should just be winning, yeah, because we have this extra outside pawn anyway here.
Okay.
But
So
the
let me
problem is we cannot gain access to any of the squares, yeah.
so what if let's try another idea so here. So what if I just start keeping start pushing the h5 pawn?
Yeah, so push, okay, but
Mhm.
we don't have any further
And then
access, yeah.
so let's just say I give up the h pawn. So h7.
He takes,
Now I play king h5.
but you cannot gain access again, yeah. That's the problem. So he just plays king g8. Like if you play this, I'll just come here.
So basically, he doesn't have to come out of there. Like he can, and if I
Yeah,
start coming backwards, he can just stay there, right?
of course.
Because I mean, I'm trying to figure out if there's other ways that we can accomplish the same thing we just did. Like if the
Uh,
king could have stepped into some other squares and come back to that same scenario.
no, I don't think it's possible because in both the variations, the winning idea depends on the fact that black has to take the f6 pawn.
Right. So I'm gonna entice that again. So now let's just say I start running towards the queen side again.
So like from here, you want to go back, yeah? Like try this.
Right. What I'm
But
saying is that the move order could have been on many different things, right?
yeah, but here the thing is, I think we're a bit slow by the way in this entire position. So here I think if you try king f5 and king e4, this might work by the way. Like after pushing the pawn to h6, let's say we play this, and now we play king e4. I think this is working fine as well. It's the same position actually.
Right. So basically, what I was trying to ask you is that, like, did the order of how we played basically, like, can I, in the winning variation that you showed, right? White
Yeah.
didn't move the H pawn at all, correct?
Yeah.
So what I'm trying to figure out is can the white move the H pawn, shuffle his king back and forth or something, and then at the right moment when the king steps to f6, we come to e4 at that moment, regardless of which order we play to get there.
Uh, Possible, yes, it's possible. But the thing is, if we are so basically, if we are following this idea of coming to the queen side and then not going for c4, yeah, we want to come back here.
Mhm.
In that variation or in that idea, we need to have the pawn. Like we cannot sacrifice it.
Oh, oh, right. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
we
Yeah,
cannot
yeah.
sacrifice it. But the other way works. I mean, if you want to sacrifice it, you can probably sacrifice it on any of these squares and at the right time come to this side, which is winning as well.
Mm,
Yeah.
I see. That makes sense. Yeah, I totally forgot that you need the H pawn to
Yeah,
win.
to distract the king.
Right.
But I think in this position, probably this the variation that you showed, this h5 and h6 idea, this is probably the most human idea. Like it will be something which a player can easily check, like push the pawn and just get the king to the opposite side and at the right time go king c6. So this is more human and like probably more practical as well. This
Right.
idea, I mean, okay, you are going to the king side, queen side, and suddenly you switch, yeah. So this is okay, this is probably the most accurate solution, but might be a bit difficult to strike. So,
Right.
but
Yeah.
this wins as well. That's the best part.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. I
Okay.
think
Makes
Rafi,
sense.
yeah, I think for today, Rafi, we can finish. And
Okay.
yep. So